Welcome to chapter 47, the book of Genesis. And again, we're continuing with the story of Joseph. In verse 1, it begins, Elthon the Iosif apingile to Pharaoh. And Joseph came to report to Pharaoh. Here I mentioned before with the alpha and the gamma has something to do with speaking or message, an angel. And here it's the verbal form, to report to Pharaoh. Legon saying, O patir mu ke o adelphi mu, my father and my brothers, ke takatini ke ivoes avton, and their cattle. We have beef from that voes. Ke pantata avton ilthan ek gis Canaan, and all their things are come from the land of Canaan. Ke idhu, and behold, Esan in ti gi Gesem, and they are in the land of Goshen. We will go here a little bit later to the map, and Goshen, and it says is equal. We'll do it now. So it's equal to the land of Ramses, as it says later, and the land of Ramses is right here. That says Ramses. It may be hard to read because it's near the other one. So this area, right by the Nile Delta, and it's close to the Arabian area, so one place they called it part of Arabia, Goshen of Arabia. So this is where they're going to be resettled. In verse 2, Apo they ton adelphonaf tu parelave pente andres, and from his brothers he took to himself 5 men. Pente, pentagon, is a derivative, mentions before where he tells them what to say when they're before him, before Pharaoh. Ke estesen aftus and nantion Pharaoh, and stood them before Pharaoh. So here are these men in front of one of the most powerful men of the world. Verse 3, Ke ipe Pharaoh tis adelphis Iosif, and Pharaoh said to the brothers of Joseph, Ti to ergon imo, what is your work? Ergonomics, the derivative. Ide ipen to Pharaoh, and they said to Pharaoh, Pimenes provaton ipedesu, your servants are shepherds of flocks. Ke imis ke ipateres imon, even we and our fathers. Verse 4, Ipen they Pharaoh, and Pharaoh said, and they said to Pharaoh, Parikin en tigi ikomen, we have come to sojourn in the land. Ugar esti nomi tis katinasi, for there is no pasture for the cattle. Pedon su, of your servants. And this could say, Gar olimos in gi Canaan, for the famine grew in strength in the land of Canaan, just as Joseph had said. These 7 years of famine had now come. Nin un katikisomen ipeda su in gi Gesem. Now then, let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen. And this is what Joseph said, to have him say. Verse 5, Ke ipe Pharaoh pros Iosif. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, Legon, saying, O patir su ke iadelphi su, ikasi prose, your father and your brothers have come to you. Idhu igi agiptu and antion su estin. Behold, the land of Egypt is before you. Inti veltisti gi kati keson ton patera su ketus adelphus su. In the best land settle your father and your brothers. Kati kitosen in gi Gesem. Let them live in the land of Goshen. Exactly where he wanted them. Ide episti oti isin en aftis andres dinati. And if you should have knowledge that there are among them able men, katastason aftus archontas ton emon katinon. You place them in charge of my cattle. And so this isn't, the cattle of the land are going to be eaten up and gone. and there won't be any more. The only Pharaoh has them, but yet who is taking care of these cattle of Pharaoh? None other than these 12 men coming from Canaan. In the Archontes, we have the word of monarchy, an anarchy, archon, in charge. In verse 7, Isigage the Iosif, Yaakov ton patera avtu. And Joseph brought in Jacob, his father, Ke estison avton in nantion Pharaoh, and stood him before Pharaoh. Ke evlogison Yaakov ton Pharaoh, and Jacob blessed Pharaoh. An elegy is the English derivative. In verse 8, Ipe they Pharaoh to Yaakov, and Pharaoh said to Jacob, Posa eti imeron ti zoisu. How many are the years of days of your life? Zoo is the derivative of zoo, living creatures. In verse 9, Ke ipen Yaakov to Pharaoh, and Jacob said to Pharaoh, E imere ton eton tisomis mu os as pariko ekaton triakonta eti. The days of the years of my life, which I sojourned, are 130 years. He did a lot of moving around, Haran and then down into Canaan. Mikre ke ponire gegonasin e imere ton eton ti zois mu. Small and severe have become the days and years of my life. Mikre, a micro, is a derivative. And how many people do have this small and severe, are the days of the years of one's life. Ukafikonto is tas imeres ton eton ti zois ton pateron mu. They did not attain to the days of the years of the life of my fathers, and that's why he says small. As imeres parochison, which days they sojourned. It's interesting, they're living over 100 years, 130 years, and today we think with our advanced medical, we would be able to live longer than 130 years. People should be able to live 150 years if our medicine is so great today, but it's not. We're thinking when I was in high school, the average was 70 years, and I'm almost 70 now. A few more days, I'll be in my 70th year. In verse 10, it continues, Ke evlo gisas Yaakov ton Pharaoh, and Jacob, having blessed Pharaoh, exilthen apavtu, he went forth from him. Here's the patriarch leaving, the most powerful man in his, leaving in the realm, the room with the throne and all the opulence. Verse 11, Ke katokisen Iosif ton patera avtu, and Joseph settled his father, Ke tu sadelfus avtu, and his brothers, Ke edoken avtis kataskasin in gi Agiptu, and he gave to them a possession in the land of Egypt. In ti veltis tigi, in the best land, in tigi Ramessi. That's where I showed and pointed out before. It was as on that map. It says Ramses. Katha prosetak se Pharaoh, as Pharaoh assigned. Verse 12. Ke esitom metri Iosif to patri avtu. And Joseph measured out grain to his father, Ke tis adelphis avtu, and to his brothers, Ke panti to iko to patros avtu, and to all the house of his father, Siton kata soma, grain according to person. And so they all had grain, where we see here as the famine goes, all these other people are starving, yet these people are being preserved by the hand of God.